Welcome. I'm really glad you're here. Not because this is going to change your life in one video. That's not how real change works. But because this topic, how to ignore, is one of the most important life skills you will ever need. And most people never learn it. They spend their life reacting, overthinking, fighting, defending, explaining, until they are mentally tired, emotionally burned out, spiritually lost. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to fix everyone's opinion of you. You don't need to react to every insult, every message, every mood, every situation. That's not maturity, that's exhaustion. The truth is, in this world, you will be judged, misunderstood, criticized, ignored, manipulated, loved, hated, and sometimes all in the same day. And if you try to respond to every little thing, you'll break. You'll lose your focus. You'll lose your joy. You'll lose your identity. That's why you must learn this skill. The art of ignoring. Not because you're weak, but because you're finally strong enough to stop giving attention to the things that don't deserve you. You're not here to be available to every drama. You're here to grow, to protect your peace, to become unstoppable. So today, I will show you exactly how to ignore, with calm confidence, self-respect, and clarity. This video will also help you improve your English while learning powerful life lessons. Let's begin with the first tip. Tip 1. Not everything deserves a reaction. Every day, you are surrounded by small things trying to steal your peace. A rude comment, someone's bad mood, a message that upsets you, a person who talks behind your back, a moment of disrespect, a situation that doesn't go your way, and your mind says, react, say something, fight back, defend yourself. But stop, just stop for a moment. And ask yourself a powerful question. Will this still matter in 5 days? 5 months? 5 years? Most of the time, the answer is no. But we still react. Why? Because our ego gets louder than our logic. Because we want to feel right. Because we want control. Because we're trained to fight for everything, even if it costs us our peace. But here's the truth. The strongest move is no move at all. The most powerful reply is no reply. The highest form of self-control is choosing silence over noise. You don't need to show up for every argument you're invited to. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to win. You just need to let it pass like a cloud in the sky. Imagine you're walking through a park. Someone shouts something rude at you from across the street. You have 2 choices. Option 1. You stop. You shout back. You argue. You waste your energy. You leave feeling worse. Option 2. You keep walking. You don't even look. You think, that's not my problem. That's their pain. You protect your peace. You move forward. You win. That's the power of ignoring. You didn't lose. You stayed calm. And you stayed free. From now on, whenever something tries to pull you into unnecessary drama, pause, breathe, ask yourself, is this really worth my time, my peace, my energy? If not, ignore it, with grace, with silence, with strength. Tip 2. Control your emotions. Don't let them control you. There will always be people who try to hurt you, not because you did something wrong, but because they themselves are hurting, jealous, confused, bitter, or lost. There will always be situations that go wrong. Your boss is unfair, someone spreads rumors, your plans break, or life just throws pain your way. And in that moment, your emotions will rise. You'll feel it. That sudden anger. That urge to scream, to reply, to break something. that heaviness in your chest, that storm in your mind that says, say something, do something, show them. The moment you react without control, you lose control. You lose your peace, you lose your clarity, and you often lose your power. Why is this so hard? Because your emotional brain, the amygdala, is fast. It reacts in milliseconds. Before your logical brain even wakes up, it says, fight back. They disrespected you. Show them who you are. Don't be weak. But here's what you must understand. Emotion is not your enemy. But reaction without thought is. The most powerful people in the world are not cold or numb. They are just in control. They still feel the emotion. But they don't let it drive the car. They don't let it grab the steering wheel. They take a deep breath and choose how to respond. That's not weakness. That's mastery. Imagine this. You're at work. You worked hard on a project, but your manager gives credit to someone else. You feel disrespected, angry, unseen, ready to explode. Now you have two options. Option 1. React emotionally. You send a rude email. You raise your voice. You complain to everyone. You cry in the bathroom. End result? You lose respect. You feel worse. You feel out of control. Option 2. Control your emotions. You take a walk. You breathe. You say nothing for now. You calm your body. You go home. You write in your journal. You get your thoughts clear. And the next day, you calmly talk to your manager and explain the truth with dignity and calm power. End result? You gain respect. You feel proud. You stayed in control. That's emotional maturity. That's growth. That's power. Now, how do you actually control your emotions in real life? Pause. Don't react immediately. When something triggers you, pause. Even 5 seconds of silence can stop a lifetime of regret. Say in your mind, I am feeling something strong right now, but I don't need to act on it. Breathe, slowly and deeply. Your breath is your anchor. When you breathe slowly, you send a message to your brain. I am safe. I am in control. I don't need to panic. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat 3 times. You'll feel your emotional storm begin to calm. Name the emotion. Say it in your mind. This is anger. This is frustration. This is fear. This is disappointment. Why this works? When you name the emotion, your brain shifts from emotion mode to thinking mode. It gives you back control. Ask yourself this golden question: what action will protect my peace, not just my pride? Because pride wants revenge, but peace wants freedom. And ignoring with strength is the highest form of freedom. Choose calm action or no action. Once you've calmed your mind, choose your move. Do you walk away? Do you speak later calmly? Do you say nothing at all? Whatever you do, make sure your emotions aren't driving it. Make sure your peace is. You can't control people. You can't control the world. You can't control every unfair moment. But you can control how you react to all of it. And that changes everything. From today, make this your mantra. I will feel, but I will not be ruled. I will pause, but I will not break. I will breathe. I will observe. And I will respond only when peace is in my heart, not pride in my mouth. This is emotional power. This is mental strength. This is how you ignore without becoming cold. And this is how you win without saying a word. Tip 3. Focus on what matters and let go of what doesn't. Your brain is overwhelmed. Your heart is exhausted. And your time is disappearing. Not because you're lazy, but because your attention is being stolen. Every single day. You think about people who don't think about you. You overthink situations that are already over. You waste time trying to understand someone who doesn't even understand themselves. You check your phone 97 times to see if someone replied. You worry about what they said, why they said it, who else heard it, and what they might be thinking right now. All while your goals are waiting. Your peace is waiting. Your purpose is waiting. But you're too distracted. Your attention is your energy. Where your focus goes, your life goes. And if you focus on problems, you live in pain. If you focus on noise, you lose your voice. If you focus on others, you forget who you are. That's why this tip is not just about ignoring people. It's about retraining your brain to stop feeding distractions and start feeding your future. Yes, your mind is like a garden. Every thought is a seed. Every time you focus, you water that seed. What grows depends on what you feed. So if you keep focusing on negative people, drama, jealousy, gossip, comparison, fear, you're watering weeds. And when weeds grow, they kill the flowers. But if you water your peace, your vision, your daily habits, your self-respect, you grow a life worth living. Whatever you water grows. Whatever you ignore dies. Choose wisely. But why is it so hard to focus on what matters? Because distractions feel urgent, but the important things feel quiet. Checking your phone gives you a small dopamine hit. Overthinking gives you the illusion of control. Talking about people makes you feel powerful for 5 minutes. Obsessing over what they think gives you temporary purpose. But in the long run, none of these things build you. They only break you. Slowly, silently, deeply. It means you choose your focus with intention. You notice what is draining you and stop feeding it. You decide every single day. What deserves my energy today? What helps me grow? What pulls me backward? And you let go of everything else. This is how you ignore without feeling guilty. Because you're not escaping, you're protecting. Imagine you're studying for an important exam or preparing for your dream project. But every few minutes, you check who's online. Think about a person who ghosted you. Remember a rude comment from yesterday. Scroll through social media comparing yourself to others. Now stop and ask yourself, did any of these distractions help your future? Did any of them build your dream? Did any of them make you proud of yourself? No, they just stole your time and left you empty. Now imagine this instead. You turn off all distractions. You ignore the noise. You sit with your goal. You study. You build. You grow. You finish the day feeling focused, calm, and fulfilled. That's the power of choosing what matters and letting go of what doesn't. So, how do you actually train your brain to focus? Ask yourself every morning, what actually matters today? Write it down. Not 20 things, just 2 or 3. Today, I want to finish reading that book. Today, I want to create, not compare. Today, I want peace more than I want attention. Start your day with intention, not impulse. Create a don't feed list. This is powerful. Make a list that says, today I will not feed. Overthinking. People who drain me. Jealousy, fear, gossip, past memories, trying to control others, waiting for replies, imaginary arguments in my head. Whenever your mind goes to those places, say, that's on my don't feed list. I'm not watering that today. Train the focus muscle. Focus is not a feeling. It's a muscle, which means you must train it daily. Start with just 20 minutes of deep work. No phone, no tabs, no noise. Pick one thing and do it with full attention. After a few weeks, your brain will stop craving distractions. It will start craving progress. Reward your mind for choosing right. When you spend the day focused on what matters, celebrate it. Say, I'm proud of myself. I didn't waste my energy today. I stayed true to me. This builds emotional self-respect. And the more you respect yourself, the less you care about what's not important. Every minute you spend worrying about what doesn't matter is a minute you could have used to build the life that does. Ignore the noise. Ignore the comparison. Ignore the people who confuse your soul. Focus on what makes you come alive. Because in the end, the people who change their lives are not the loudest. They're just the ones who stopped wasting their energy. From now on, don't say, I don't have time. Say, I won't give my time to what doesn't deserve it. Let go of the noise. Let go of the past. Let go of people who are not growing with you. And place your focus, like a beam of light, on what matters most. Tip 4. Use the power of silence. Become calm, unshakable, and untouchable. Silence is not nothing. Silence is not weakness. Silence is not what you do when you have no words. Silence is a strategy. Silence is a decision. Silence is emotional intelligence in its highest form. Most people think silence means you're scared, but truly powerful people know. Silence means I don't need to waste my energy explaining myself to people who don't want to understand. It means I'm not reacting to your chaos because I've found peace inside myself. Because in today's world, everyone is loud. Everyone is reacting. Everyone wants the last word. Everyone is trying to win the argument, defend their pride, make noise. But here's the secret. When everyone is loud, silence becomes power. When others try to provoke you, silence becomes protection. When the world gets messy, silence becomes freedom. You don't need to reply to every message. You don't need to argue with everyone who misunderstands you. You don't need to correct every rumor, every insult, every misjudgment. Most of the time, they don't want the truth. They want a reaction. And your silence kills the game. Let me explain with complete clarity. When you stay silent, you stay in control. You force the other person to deal with their own noise. You give your brain space to think clearly. You give your heart time to calm down. You rise above the drama instead of drowning in it. Silence is not running away. It's choosing peace over pride. Let's say someone says something insulting to you in front of others. You have two options. Option 1. React loudly. You argue. You raise your voice. You defend yourself. You try to prove them wrong. Everyone sees the fight. Maybe you win the argument, but you feel drained, angry, and shaken. Option 2. Stay silent. You hear it. You feel it. But you say nothing. You look at them and smile. Or not even that. You stay calm. You walk away. You protect your peace. What happens? They lose control. They don't know what to do. People around you see your calm strength. And you feel like a king or queen inside. That's the power of silence. It confuses the enemy. It commands respect. And most importantly, it keeps your soul clean. Let's be practical. You're human. You feel things. So here's how you use silence as a real-life tool. Step 1. Recognize emotional traps. Not every comment needs a reply. Not every question needs an answer. Not every situation needs your involvement. Ask yourself, is this person actually open to truth? Or do they just want to pull me down? If they're just trying to disturb your peace, don't enter the trap. Breathe before you speak. When someone says something that hits you emotionally, don't reply immediately. Take 3 deep breaths. Feel the silence. Let your thoughts settle. Then, choose your next move. Maybe you speak, maybe you don't. But now, you're in control. Replace words with actions. You don't need to say, I'm doing fine. Just live well. You don't need to say, I'm over it. Just move on. You don't need to say, I'll prove you wrong. Just succeed quietly. Let your peace be your message. Let your success be your voice. Use strategic silence. Strategic silence means you are choosing to say nothing on purpose. You are saying, you're not worth my energy right now. My growth matters more than your drama. And this applies in many places. Toxic family arguments, social media hate, jealous friends, manipulative conversations, gossip and rumors, passive-aggressive people. You can't always avoid these things, but you can decide who gets access to your voice. Here's what silence protects for you: your mental peace, your emotional balance, your decision-making ability, your inner confidence, your spiritual strength, your precious time. Let me be very clear. Silence does not mean you allow abuse. Silence does not mean you suppress pain forever. Silence does not mean you never speak. It means you speak when it's wise. You stay silent when it's smart. You walk away when it's right. Silence is not silence when it comes from fear, but it is pure power when it comes from clarity. From now on, make this your inner decision. I don't need to explain myself to people who never tried to understand me. I don't need to fight battles that lead nowhere. I don't need to argue just to feel heard. I will speak when my words create peace. I will stay silent when silence protects my peace. I choose calm over chaos. I choose growth over ego. I choose silence, not because I have no answer, but because I no longer need to give one. This is the power of silence. And when you master this, you become untouchable. Tip 5. Set boundaries. Protect your peace, time, and emotional space. You are not a robot. You are a human being with emotions, limits, needs, and a heart that gets tired. But the world doesn't care about your limits. Some people will keep asking, keep taking, keep demanding, keep pushing, keep disrespecting, keep testing how much you can tolerate until you break. And the worst part? They won't even notice that you're breaking. That's why setting boundaries is not rude. It's necessary, not just for survival, but for self-respect. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. And if you don't protect your space, no one will do it for you. A boundary is a personal line you draw to protect yourself. It's like a mental and emotional fence, not to keep everyone out, but to decide who can come in and how far they can go. It's saying, this is my limit. This is what I will not accept. This is how I expect to be treated. This is my time, my space, my peace, and I decide who gets access to it. Most people struggle to set boundaries because we're scared. Scared to upset others, scared to be disliked, scared to look selfish, scared to lose relationships. But let's ask something important. What's the point of being liked by others if you no longer like yourself? There is no peace in a life where you are constantly available to everyone except yourself. You say yes when you want to say no. You feel guilty for resting. You let people dump their emotions on you. You get blamed for things that aren't your fault. You get dragged into drama that isn't yours. You spend time with people who drain you. You feel emotionally used, mentally tired, and quietly resentful. And you start to wonder, why does everyone walk all over me? The answer? Because you left the door open. There's a girl named Sarah. She's kind, helpful, always says yes. She listens to everyone. She helps everyone. She answers every text. She's always available. At first, people love her, but slowly, they stop saying thank you. They start expecting things. They get angry when she says no just once. They say she's changed, and she begins to feel alone. Sarah didn't change. She just started protecting her peace. And that's when the fake ones left, and the real ones stayed. Know your worth. If you don't believe you deserve peace, respect, and time for yourself, you'll never protect it. Repeat this to yourself often. I am not selfish for taking care of myself. I am responsible for my peace. I am allowed to say no. I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to protect my energy. Identify who and what drains you. Sit quietly. Think deeply. Make a list. Who always complains but never listens to you? Who only calls when they need something? Who disrespects your time, your dreams, your energy? What situations leave you feeling tired, angry, small, or anxious? Now ask yourself, why do I keep allowing this? This is not judgment. This is clarity. And clarity is the beginning of freedom. Decide your boundaries in advance. You don't need to wait until you're angry. You can decide before things happen. Examples. I won't reply to work messages after 8 p.m. If someone insults me twice, I'll stop sharing my life with them. I don't explain myself more than once. I take one full day a week just for myself. No calls, no people. I don't participate in gossip or drama, even silently. When you decide these rules in advance, you feel confident. You're no longer reacting. You're choosing. Communicate calmly and clearly. You don't need to scream. You don't need to defend. You don't need to apologize. You can simply say, I don't have the energy for this right now. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available to talk about this anymore. Please don't speak to me like that again. This is not something I'm okay with. No. Yes, no is a full sentence. At first, people will resist. They will call you rude, distant, selfish, too much. But that's only because they benefited from your silence. Don't let guilt break your boundaries. Let go of those who don't respect your limits. This is the hardest part, but also the most healing. If someone only stays in your life when they can walk over your boundaries, they are not your friend. They are not your peace. They are not your future. Sometimes your growth requires you to lose people. You're not cutting them off with hate. You're releasing them with love and choosing yourself. What happens when you finally set boundaries? You feel lighter. You feel safer. You stop explaining your every move. You sleep better. You find time to think, dream, rest, grow. You begin to meet people who respect your space. And most importantly, you start to feel like yourself again. You finally stop living for everyone else and start living with yourself, for yourself, and beside those who truly care. From now on, remind yourself of this every single day. I am not here to be available to everyone. I am not here to fix everyone. I am not here to be drained by people who don't even check if I'm okay. I am here to live with peace. I am here to grow. I am here to protect my energy like it is gold. Because it is. If something costs me my peace, my mental health, my joy, then it's too expensive. And I will not pay for it with my soul. Tip 6. Remind yourself. They don't know you, so stop living to please them. Start with this quiet truth. People are going to judge you. Even if you're kind. Even if you work hard. Even if you do nothing wrong. even if you help them. And the most painful part? The people who judge you the most often don't even know your full story. They don't know the nights you cried in silence, the dreams you gave up to support someone else, the pain behind your smile, the weight you carry in your heart, the truth behind your scars, the strength it takes you just to get out of bed sometimes. But they'll still talk, still criticize, still misunderstand, still assume, still compare you to others, still spread lies. Why? Because it's easier to judge someone than to understand them. If they don't know your heart, if they don't know your story, then their opinion is not your truth. Let me say it again for the part of your soul that needed to hear it. Just because someone has a mouth doesn't mean their words belong in your mind. Many people are not tired from working too much. They are tired because they are constantly performing, pretending to be happy so people won't ask questions, dressing a certain way to be accepted, hiding their sadness because it might bother others, explaining every decision to people who don't even care, posting on social media to prove their worth, changing themselves again and again just to fit in. But let's ask something real. What's the point of being liked? If you're not even being yourself, you're not here to impress. You're here to live, freely, honestly, fully. Let's say you're choosing a new career path. You tell someone and they say, "That's a stupid idea. You're not good enough. It's too risky. You should play it safe. Be realistic. Who do you think you are?" And suddenly, you stop. You freeze. You question yourself. But here's the truth. They don't know the fire in your soul. They don't know the calling in your heart. They don't know the hours you've already worked, silently preparing. They don't know what your dream means to you. So why are you giving their voice power over your future? Let them talk. Let them guess. Let them judge. But don't let them guide your life. Because they've never walked in your shoes. Return to your own truth. Ask yourself, what do I know about myself that no one else can see? Make a list. I know I have survived more than I speak about. I know I'm growing every day, even if they don't see it. I know I'm kind, even when I'm misunderstood. I know my dream is real, even if they laugh. I know I'm enough, even when the world makes me feel small. Keep this list close. This is your anchor. Practice the not everyone needs to know rule. You don't have to share your plans. You don't have to defend your decisions. You don't have to post your progress. You don't have to explain your silence. Some things are sacred. Protect them. Build a life so true. You no longer crave validation. The more you live in alignment with your heart, the less you need others to approve it. Live a life where you wake up and say, "I'm not here to be understood by everyone. I'm here to become the real me," without apology. That's power. From today, carry this inside your heart. They don't know me. They don't know my soul. They don't know the storms I've survived in silence. So their judgment cannot define me. Their rejection cannot stop me. Their small mind cannot contain my big dream. I choose peace over performance. I choose truth over popularity. I choose growth over approval. I choose me, even if they never understand me. Tip 7. Let your growth speak. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to prove them wrong. You don't need to prove yourself right. You don't need to announce every move. You don't need to win the argument. You don't need to be loud. You just need to grow. Let your peace be your reply. Let your maturity be your answer. Let your evolution be your revenge. Let your growth be your loudest voice. Because at some point, you realize that talking doesn't change people's minds. Explaining doesn't fix everything. Defending yourself only makes you tired. But growth? Growth changes everything. When you stop talking and start evolving, the critics become quiet. The haters lose interest. The fake friends disappear. The real ones show up. And the world starts watching. In silence. Because they can't argue with evidence. It means, instead of fighting rumors, build your reality. Instead of correcting every insult, level up your life. Instead of crying for attention, build a world where peace lives. Instead of trying to be loud, be undeniable. You don't need everyone to clap. You don't need everyone to like you. You just need to keep rising. Imagine a small tree growing in the middle of a noisy street. Cars are honking, people are shouting. Chaos is everywhere. But the tree? It just keeps growing. Every day, its roots go deeper. Its branches stretch higher. It never argues. It never explains. It just becomes stronger. And one day, that tree becomes the tallest, strongest, most peaceful presence in the whole area. That's what growth looks like. No sound, just strength. How you can let your growth speak in real life. Stop explaining. Start executing. Let your work talk. Let your habits shine. Let your results lead. Go silent and build. Work in silence. Train in silence. Heal in silence. Dream in silence. Win in silence. And when your growth is complete, you won't need to say anything. Say this every morning. I don't need revenge. I don't need validation. I don't need noise. I just need focus. And one day, my growth will speak for everything I stayed silent about. You've spent so much energy trying to prove who you are. But now, stop talking. Let your peace speak. Let your joy speak. Let your energy speak. Let your smile speak. Let your work speak. Let your silence speak. Let your discipline speak. Because growth speaks louder than words, and it never needs to shout. If you find it helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more simple motivational English content.